Hi guys, welcome again to my channel. Today we are going to dive into the topic of an upcoming development that is definitely going to pique the interest of home buyers who are looking for ultimate convenience. This development is none other than Parktown Residence, which is going to be the first integrated development in Tampines and the largest integrated transport hub in Singapore. With the recent integrated transport hub receiving excellent results, such as Pasir Ris 8, which sold 85% on launch, and the Reserve Residence, which sold 71% on its launch, we know that Parktown will likely be super hyped up as well. Put aside emotional factors, is Parktown something worth considering? This is what I will address in the later part of this video. First, let's look at what everyone is raving about, Parktown. Parktown is located along Tampines Street 62, where the upcoming Tampines North MRT will be. Most people will be familiar with Tampines Central, where the mega malls and our Tampines hub is located. But if you think of Tampines North, nothing might really give you an impression other than the fact that this is where the biggest IKEA in Singapore is located. What many people do not know is that Tampines North represents the newest township within Tampines, and that the government has already launched its first wave of BTOs there since 2014. Now to the project details. Parktown will be developed by a powerhouse group of developers, namely UOL, CapitaLand and Singapore Land. These big guys need little introduction. Given that UOL and Singapore Land are seasoned in residential developments and CapitaLand are masters in the commercial and mall arena, having them come together on this project, we can expect Parktown to turn out into something quite spectacular. Parktown commands a good land size of 500,000 square feet, comprising of 12 blocks built up to 12 stories. It will have a total of 1193 units. With such a big land size, the developers has also maximized the facilities, giving homeowners two 50-meter lap pool, 6 function rooms with 2 of them being catered for kids, and even 2 gyms. More details can be found in the e-brochure, so if you would like a copy, feel free to DM me. Parktown Residence is actually part of a very rare class of developments in Singapore known as the Integrated Transport Hub. Integrated Transport Hubs are developments that are directly connected to MRT stations and have commercial shops. They comprise of fully air-conditioned bus interchange, unlike regular integrated developments which do not. For Parktown residents will also be able to enjoy a hawker centre as well as a community club integrated within the development. What makes ITH so special is the ultimate convenience residents will get to enjoy and the rarity of such developments. They comprise of only 1% of all private developments in Singapore. Such rare developments come at a premium compared to non-ITH, which brings us to our first concern. ITH typically have higher PSF than non-ITH developments, but do they make more profits? Let's look at a couple of examples. First, we have the Woodleigh Residences and integrated developments at Woodleigh MRT versus Park Colonial, a non-ITH just across the road. Both developments launched around the same time. At that time, Woodleigh Residence launched at an average of 2033 PSF, 300 PSF higher than Park Colonial. Park Colonial launched at an average of 1746 PSF. Fast forward to 2024, both developments did indeed profit, with Woodleigh Residence transacting at a higher average PSF. However, if you look at the profits of both developments from their launches in 2018 till 2024, Woodleigh Residence made 14.46 profits, whereas Park Colonial made double of that at 28.53%. Another example is Sengkang Grand Residences and ITH at Buangkok MRT versus Jewel at Buangkok, a non-ITH just across the road. Do note that Jewel at Buangkok launched much earlier than Sengkang Grand. If you look at the time frame from when Sengkang Grand launched, which was in 2019 till 2024, you can see that over the same duration, Jewel at Buangkok actually made more at 28.35%, while Sengkang Grand only made 16.03%. Same thing, both developments did make profits. However, the ITH did not make as much as the non-ITH. The second concern that we have is that Parktown will have two other ECs in the immediate vicinity, which are Tenet EC and the upcoming Orel EC. Orel EC will also be likely launching in February, and based on their land price, they are likely to be priced at a range of 1650 to 1750 PSF on average. Tenet EC, which launched in 2022, transacted on an average of 1004 to 1005 PSF. At this point of recording, we do not know the guide pricing of Parktown yet, but from what we understand with the developer, we do foresee Parktown likely to be in the range of 2003 to 2500 PSF. If we compare Parktown with Orel EC, there is a potential price gap of 25 to 30%. This means that in the resale market, Parktown will likely be setting benchmark pricings in the area, whereas owners of Orel and Tenet might find it easier to exit with the lower entry prices. We do not have the indicative price of Parktown yet. However, we can take reference from the recent newer ITH that were launched to get an estimate on the launch PSF of Parktown. The two most recent ITH that were launched in the OCR were Sengkang Grand in November 2019 and Pasir Ris 8 in July 2021. During launch, Sengkang Grand sold at an average of 1700 PSF, while Pasir Ris 8 sold between 1004 to 2000 PSF at an average of 1600 PSF. Pasir Ris 8 already has subsale transactions crossing 1974 PSF. However, do bear in mind that there were only two subsale transactions so far, as it has not yet TOP. As such, we have not seen enough subsale transactions to get a concrete analysis, but my guess is that transactions will cross 23 to 2004 PSF once it TOPs. Sengkang Grand, on the other hand, has subsale transactions crossing 2219 PSF. It has more subsale transactions compared to Pasir Ris 8 because it launched earlier and has already obtained TOP in 2023. With GFA harmonization, we can add a premium of around 6% to 2219 PSF. This works out to be 2352 PSF if Sengkang Grand was a GFA harmonized plot just like Parktown residents. After analyzing the harmonized PSF of recent subsale transactions of Sengkang Grand, if Parktown were to launch at a similar PSF or just slightly higher, it could turn out to be something exciting given that it will be brand new. While we are still awaiting the official indicative guide prices from the developers, I do think that Parktown can still be a good value proposition in the medium to long term. However, I do have a walkaway price in mind. So how should you as a buyer determine this based on your investment strategy? If you would like to find out more, please connect with me so that we can have a more in-depth personal discussion in line with your goals. Till then, see you in my next video. Bye bye.